Now, the County Tipperary village of Cappawhite was famous, or indeed infamous, throughout the 19th century for faction fighting, a well-known public form of settling grudges amongst the poorer classes. But now they've turned that bit of history into a show. They're performing all over the country and in the United States.
The quiet rural village of Cappawhite on the Limerick-Tipperary border all appears serene on a spring evening, but lurking within its streets is the rumblings of what can only be described as an historical version of gang warfare. The village of Cappawhite has looked to its past to create a modern-day theatre group and festival. It was a famous place for faction fighting, a notorious form of settling grudges between various families, which usually took place at one of the famous Cappawhite fairs, when the lads from the neighbouring parish of Doon brought trouble to town.
Faction fighting was a unique, I suppose, social phenomenon that happened in the 19th century, where you had the poorer sections of the community who had probably no other type of an outlet way of life, and they actually met at fair days such as they might have had here in Cappawhite, and they would start a fight called a faction fight. And there might even not be any reason for it. They might invent a reason just for the sake of fighting. Sometimes even after a great big fight, they might shake hands and agree to meet as the next fair day and take up the fight again. But it was looked at as a type of a social outlet. And there was great, faction fighters. There was actually teachers of the art of stick fighting. They used to fight with sticks fashioned out of holly, oak or ash or something like that. And they took particular pride in the way they were able to fight. It would be something akin to the swordsmanship of today or the fencing of today.
It was prevalent mostly in Munster. Started whenever people congregated, fair days, patterns, any get-together. And a lot happened when they got the drink taken and they just fought for the sheer love of it. A lot of them fought because they had grudges and they were tending to be leaders following one group, maybe bore a grudge over land. An awful lot was over land.
There was little interest shown by the local police in stopping the faction fights, the notion being to let them fight among themselves and stay out of trouble. But the same could not be said of the clergy.
We'll have to stop, because this is the devil's work. And you, I warned you before never to dat in this parish again, and you're still here.
We only came in here today to sell a few old cattle.
Cappawhite also has the distinction of being the village where the last recorded faction fight took place in Ireland in 1887, when the mighty Russian Buckley of the Kappa lads was killed by Liam Armshaw, the notorious faction leader from Doon. The subsequent court case produced a verdict which was to put faction fighting in Cappawhite into the history books forever.
Having heard the evidence, and the court have given it careful consideration, it is our weighted opinion that the fair of Cappawhite is no place for a man with a tin skull. Cast his mess!
We assumed it was just a little legend or a little story until we found, in fact, it is medical history. It's spoken about in the medical schools that there is such a condition as a tin skull, and it is documented in lots of the solicitor books and those cases as well, that the occasion did happen where a guy was killed. The doctor confirmed he had an extra tin skull, and the judge declared he was a free man. He shouldn't have been there.
The Cappawhite Street Theatre Group has taken the story of its own history all over Ireland and to the United States. It's proved to be a tourist money spinner and has united the people of the village like nothing in its past.
The last 2 or 3 years it's been the focus for people to come back home to West Tipperary and come back around the festival. So as a result, there's accommodation requirements, there's food requirements, and there's just a whole delight in the village of Cappawhite, the love of their own area.
There's a great cross-section of the community where the local doctor, the local parish priest, the local guard, the tinker, the tailor, everybody is stuck into it, and there's great camaraderie in it.
For the two principal fighters, known out of costume as local GP Philip Dunn and village butcher Liam Tracy, trying not to kill each other has become an art in itself.
Well, I'm naturally super fit. He's been training for months.
Which obviously makes quite a few demands on you.
I thought I was supposed to say that. It does, yeah. But sure, you get rests from time to time, and we're able to manage away. And I suppose we've been training for a couple of years now, and you're able to just cushion the blows. And
Yeah, what about yourself? You take a few knocks and
I'm good to duck, yeah. and that's just a good bit of fun, and nobody really gets hurt.
Yeah. But has it been choreographed?
oh, it has been,
Yeah.
yeah, it has
yes.
been.
So you know how to hurt each other or whatever?
Yeah, we got a few instructions in the beginning, and then we developed it on from there ourselves.
How do you think people in the town take to it? I mean, obviously it's really, people are really enthusiastic about it.
Everyone loves it. Loves it. You know, it is just Cappawhite Fair now is nationwide.
Cappawhite, no place for a thin skull or a thin skin.